Ja, okej. Damer och herrar.
Mm.
Welcome to the Untitled YGO podcast. As you can tell, we are not sitting on my couch. These two guys aren't sitting on my couch. And I'm not sitting on...
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sitting on an actual chair this time, which is insane. So in Sweden, the COVID restrictions have gotten a lot harsher lately. And so we decided to do these podcasts remotely now. So hopefully that is okay. Despite that, though, we still have some nice things to snack on and drink, of course. So, Oscar, do you want to start?
Sure, I'm drinking 7-Up because it was really fucking cheap.
The 40.
And also, yeah, and I'm eating some white fish with I don't know. I just
It's like tilapia.
I got out of the shower. Stepped into the kitchen to cook some food. Someone had already made food. It's nice. It's white fish, spinach, and some carrots.
Simple as.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
With tagliatelle.
Oh, I like that. Is it like fresh tagliatelle or something you heated up? That's like.
No, it's. We don't make fresh pasta in here.
No. I mean,
not in this house.
Is it like, did you go to the stove and like take the pasta and cook it, or did you just have some in the fridge, or like?
No,
Did you reheat it?
Yeah.
I reheated it because it had cooled down.
Okay.
While I was in the shower.
Okay. Oh. Understandable.
Wait, so you cooked it like properly before
No,
the shower?
I didn't cook it because I live with my parents right now. So I think my mom had made food like half an hour before I got in the shower or something.
Okay, that makes sense. Alright, yeah. Living with other people is broken because you don't have to do everything in the house. I had a problem a couple days ago. I just did not spend any time on like doing dishes. So it took like 3 days, and then I had this mountain build up in my home, and I was like, I don't have anything to eat on anymore. I have no plates. What do I do?
Like do the dishes immediately after you eat.
Yeah,
It's like
but
ridiculous.
you know that's
And do them in the shower.
the best
yeah.
one.
Just get in the shower and do the dishes at the same time.
That's
Or-
FTKing through hand traps. For those of you that haven't seen it, I have an excellent video tutorial on why you should and how you can do the dishes in the shower. It's also the point of content between a lot of my peers at my university. They say I'm gonna get bug infestations. Now I haven't gotten one once yet, but like maybe someday.
Wait, for doing it in the shower?
Yeah, exactly.
If you were to do it in the shower.
The video made the rounds at my university, so I'm like, the years above me are, look at this idiot doing his dishes in the shower.
Hey, no, I'm only pretending to be retarded.
Look at the top of his head.
But like, let's say you get a bug infestation. How will your landlord feel about that?
Probably pretty bad. I mean, there's.
Is that gonna?
I think the building.
Get on your rent?
Probably. I mean, we don't have any clauses about that really. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't do the dishes in the shower. It's just a meme. I did it once. Sometimes I rinse the dishes in the shower. So after I've done the dishes and I just need to like wash them up with water, like I'll do that. But so that they aren't soapy anymore. But more than that, it's just a meme. So I did throw some chicken fat in the toilet recently though. That wasn't a smart move. It could have gone bad.
Why?
Because it was like semi-liquid and I didn't want to touch it, so I was like, ugh. I was thinking like, if you can... I mean, to me, the logic was that poop is more solid than chicken fat, and you can flush that down the toilet.
True!
So
sure, but it's not about it being solid. It's about being.
I realized that 3 seconds later, and I was like,
did you not take chemistry in grade school?
I did. I think I had a little bit too much to drink that night, but.
Fair.
Yeah, being in complete isolation, it requires some alcohol to stay sane.
It really breaks you.
Man, it truly does. It truly does. The only time I go outside is when like I gotta go get some like food or whatever, which is in and of itself that kind of sucks.
How many times have you been outside since we since we were at your place last time?
5, maybe.
5.
5 times.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad in 2
It's
weeks.
not too bad, but it's like, it's not good. Ideal, I would go outside every day, but because of COVID, I don't want to risk it. It's so close. It's like a couple months left until I go home to my hometown, so that's like that.
Just start smoking, forehead.
What?
You'll go outside every day. Oh.
Fantastic. So good for the lungs, getting that fresh air.
Oh yeah. Unironically, like.
No.
No.
That's
Oh, bro, wait a minute.
So Eric, our friend, unironically told me, like when I started smoking back in April, he was like, "Oh, but this is kind of good for you, right? Because now you're gonna go outside every day."
Yeah, to get the fresh air. Lol.
That's the galaxy breath, the glowing
so,
star.
like right after my my job had closed down, so I didn't have to go outside every day.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Take the good with the bad.
That's the most three-head thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Though.
Jesus.
Pick up a bad habit to stabilize the good ones.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that, does it?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you could just go on a walk.
Yeah. No, that's... Why would you ever do that?
And it's also not like I didn't already go on walks. Weird.
Alright, so Luda, what are you snacking on?
I have a bag of mixed nuts.
You like nuts? You like nuts? Nice. All shapes and sizes? All different types of shapes and sizes?
Yeah,
of those
there's
nuts?
cashew, walnuts, no peanuts, which is nice. Yeah,
you don't like
that's
peanuts?
it. I mean, it's alright, but I like it's kind of overwhelming when it's like mixed with other stuff. It's easy, like it's 50% peanuts.
And also,
yeah,
if there are peanuts in the bag, everything else just tastes like peanuts. Honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can buy that.
Peanuts are pretty good. It's like it's nice when they're not like the majority.
I mean, peanut sauce is like something I made at least like once every second week here, and it's like it goes with just so much, and it just heightens so much. Like you just do that, a little bit of rice, fantastic. But yeah, peanut is a really strong flavor. It's hard to get it to balance with other stuff.
It's an overpowering flavor.
Absolutely.
Especially.
Yeah. It's like sugar in that sense, and salt. It's like one of those, even though it's not a base flavor, it's one that you can easily tell, oh, there's a lot of peanut. This tastes like peanut, right?
Yeah, oh my god, I hate salt so much. This weekend, me and a couple of friends were hanging out, and I made them dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So I made some pasta dish, pasta aglio olio.
Fantastico.
Yeah, and I love it so much, but they're Betamates, right? And there's a tiny bit of chili flakes in there.
Oh.
And they were like, oh no, it's too hot. So I'm like, you can add more lemon or more salt, I guess, because that balances out the flavor. And I purposefully undersalted the dish because I like it like very not salty.
Yeah.
And they both like it more salty than I do. So one guy just pours out half of the thing of salt onto his food, and then he's like, oh no, it's still too hot. So I'm like, oh, I can eat your the part of your portion that you left, but it just tasted like I don't know what's the name, what it's
like
called.
brine?
Trolldeg.
Oh.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it's called in English, but it's a thing.
Called.
Yeah, magic dough. It's it's
Play-Doh.
It's Play-Doh, but you make it at home.
Yeah, it's Play-Doh.
It's purposefully really salty, so the kid won't just eat it after they play with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It
was so disgusting. Like I couldn't eat anything else for like 4 hours.
Jesus, yeah, I get that. The thing with salt is like, to it's one of those splitting things, because I know my mom is like, she likes having things super salty, because for her it brings out all the flavors, right? And I used to be where I would make a dish and then it would just be underwhelming in flavor, and it took me so long to realize that the three things that a dish either needs because you aren't getting the flavor what you want is usually either salt, sugar, or vinegar. It's like usually one of those three things, and you just have to increase that amount to get it where you want it to. And I think salt is salt is for me the best like seasoning you can have, if you want to call it a seasoning, because like it's the core of almost, but it's the core of almost every food. Almost every food is salty.
Salt is a flavor enhancer.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like with salt, it gets to a point where it brings out the flavors, but if you add too much, it just tastes like salt.
Yeah.
And salt does not taste very nice.
Yeah, and if you do like your friend, you end up with a plate of what looks like Herman Hansen doing a meta-analysis.
Mouse.
Very funny, right? Funny meme. Yeah, I was thinking about buying that Vlad Baranovsky shirt that he made, but then it was like, if he said to his stream, so if anyone orders this shirt, I'm gonna cancel your order because it's fucking stupid.
Wait, did he make a...
Yeah, he made a shirt and then had it up like on his page, but this is a joke. Don't buy this. Like, it's not worth it.
Don't buy this. Fuck you.
I wanted to buy one and like give it to Harman. That would have been fantastic. Yeah. So, all right. Personally, I don't really have anything to eat. I've already eaten. I ate chicken wings, which were disappointing because I didn't have enough oil at home to like really make good oven baked chicken wings. Nor do I have any like trays to make them in, any proper like aluminum trays. So I had to make them in glassware, and did not turn out very well, but it was edible. And now I'm just drinking water. I've drank a ton of energy drinks today, so I would be able to like study. Yeah, that's basically it. So, a couple discussion points. I guess the first one is the new bling bling that's been introduced to the game. So, gentlemen, what do you think of the maximum gold cards?
They're alright, I guess. There's lots of good reprints, which is nice.
I don't know how I feel about the fact that they printed some cards in multiple artworks.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, honestly, all the new artworks are ass, in my opinion, except Droll, maybe.
Yeah, I don't like. That's to each their own, right? But if I remember correctly, like the Ghost Girls all come in both rarities.
Oh.
And I feel like
the gold verse
that would dilute the card pool, so you would be more likely to pull Ghost Girls, or maybe they just printed half as many.
But then there's also like Harpy's Feather Duster has an alt art. Thanos Dragon has one. I know that Levianeer has one. So there's a lot of and Boral Sword as well.
Yeah.
So there's
I don't know if they were printed in both rarities in the set.
They were
both artworks.
Yeah, both artworks were printed.
Yeah.
So those are the ones where there's both artworks. But then there's for me the thing with the set is that there's no real good money cards to buy. Or
yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of the Maximum Gold 2016.
I've no.
Where they basically reprint. Okay, so for anyone who weren't playing at that time, they reprinted pretty much every single expensive card in the current metagame. So they reprinted Archfiend Eccentric, like Luster Pendulum. They reprinted Giant Hand and Dick Borzak, which no one was playing, but it was nice because that was the first time they printed those cards outside of price cards. And there were just a lot of good cards printed in that set. None of them were super expensive, but it made it much easier to get a hold of the cards that were expensive at the time. Like Eccentric were like €100 each, I think, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's really the case with Eldritch.
Did they reprint Dark Destroy in that set as well?
Yes, they reprinted Pokemon cards, Burning Abyss cards, and.
Okay, I gotta say that is the weirdest reprint of this set. Is the fucking Cosmo cards. Who asked for that?
Wait, they're getting reprinted now?
They reprinted Cosmo Town
Cosmo
and
Town
Dark
is
Destroyer.
reprinted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dark Destroyer as well, I think.
Yeah. I'm looking at the cards that they released in the maximum golden. Both imperm and golden lore are like 20 plus, at least in English. So
Okay, yeah.
that's something. But
Yeah.
I guess the fun part about the set is the misprints, the quality control.
The
Yeah.
quality control machine.
Why we want
broke.
to talk about this? Yeah, I mean, it's a
I think they outsourced it to a knockoff Nike manufacturer in like China, because some of these misprints are absolutely fantastic, and there are so many of them. It seems to me like I see the only ones that I see in the misprints, like groups on Facebook nowadays is new.
Gold.
Oh my god! I pulled this in maximum gold.
Weird.
Yeah,
Strange.
it's fantastic. Maybe I can showcase some of them here. So
If you find a Monster Reborn, that one's really, really cool, honestly. I
yeah,
really
let
like
me see. I can see if I can show some. So this is I'm showing it on the screen right now to the OBS thing here. That was maybe
Sure.
not smart because now I'm showing all my fucking Chrome tab thingamajigs. Maybe I'll blur that out. Probably.
Or maybe you can just take the picture, post it in the Discord, and then edit it in on screen.
I guess I could do that. We'll see. Yeah, we'll probably edit it on screen. But yeah, you saw the Droll and Lockbird I showed there on screen right now. For all you people who wanted to see that. So there's like a Droll and Lockbird one. There's this.
there's I'm in the misprint group now. There's like Monster Reborn one that's super scuffed. One Boreal Sword that's super scuffed, and then it was like Jackanine, Miscellaneousaurus.
Yeah, put them in the chat and I'll have a look see here.
There's there are also a couple of one that like not like another type of misprint because all of those have like gold pattern all over them, and it's like
Yeah, and that's
wrong shit stamped on them.
I think the
can
big
post,
one
like-
that started it was the Pleiades misprint.
Yeah.
Or I think Pleiades or Jackanine. There's another one.
Oh yeah. And then
But there's also a different type of misprint that's kind of interesting, which is the one where they just like miss to print the gold stuff on top.
Yeah.
So it's like just ends up being like a super insane, like chromatic foil kind of. I can post this picture here.
Yeah.
But the Drone Lockbird is like the first one I've seen that's actually playable.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are not actually playable because the text box is all messed up.
Another
but
one
no one's buying them for playability, so it's.
Oh no, but like because that was something I saw online, a discussion about is it a good thing that there are a lot of misprints, or is it a bad thing? Because from a seller's point of view, it's kind of nice. You get a misprint, you can sell it for more
Marked
value.
up, yeah.
But from a casual player's point of view, it kind of sucks, right? Because you get a card and you're like, oh, nice, and you try to enter into a tournament with it, and someone goes, no, you cannot.
Yeah,
Your deck's not complete.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has any like big implications, but another thing that I don't see people talking about, which was brought up in a group chat that I made, is in addition to there being like misprints that are like ridiculous, the cards are also warping super bad, which is something people don't post or talk about. So it's like the entire set is just like almost unplayable from like a like it's really bad from what I've seen, or like at least some people think that. So it's almost like there's like an actual quality control issue because like if you're buying Golden Lords and all of them are warping, then like what the fuck was the point of the reprint?
Yeah, then you might as well just bought them for.
Yeah, it's gonna.
whatever.
It's like Fusion. It's like Fusion Enforcer all over again. Where it's like, like reaching Tempest. Like weird. Wonder what that card on top of the 60 card deck is. Wow, it's grass.
Strange.
Yeah.
Because I thought we had gotten away from this in the TCG. Because a long time ago, TCG cards were super
Like
warpy. Secret Rares were.
2017.
Yeah, and then they.
Maximum Crisis, Raging Tempest.
Yeah, that was because I remember the Firewall Dragon I had such a. It looked like a taco. It was going there. So I remember having to like heat it up with a hair dryer and like putting it
Yeah.
between two books, and then smashing it together.
Yeah.
Also,
For
like,
nationals, my first year, we were like 7 people who were all sleeping at my place before we took the train to Stockholm. And like the night before, everyone took out all their warped secret rares. So like I was playing Necros, so like half of my deck were secret rares and they were really warped. So we took them, like placed them in between like 5 books on the table, like just 1 book down, fill it with cards, a book on top of it, fill that one with cards, and just kept going until everyone had all their secret rares in the pile.
yeah.
We just hope they would.
Also, if you in like 2017 maybe, and if you play like Draco Zoo or like 60 card Draco Zoo or whatever, like the entire deck was like beyond the warp. Like it was like Barrage, Diagram, Masterpiece, the barrier, like almost half of the deck was warped secret rares.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And
Yes,
I think,
but
sure.
When was the time where when they stopped, like when the TCG cards stopped warping? Because like in recent years, I feel like
it
they've been
hasn't been
a lot better.
Yeah, it hasn't been an issue lately. I think it must have been like after maybe
2018, maybe somewhere.
probably.
Yeah, I can remember. I think Flames of Destruction didn't really have any problems with warping, right?
Yeah.
No.
And that's as far this back I can think of where the cards have been pretty much clean. I don't know. Because I remember when I started in 2017, they were still being warping. Like there were still warping problems. But
Yeah.
when I started my competitive playing, I think that had pretty much been resolved. Because I remember like my Dragonic Diagrams being a little, fucked.
Yeah,
and stuff.
diagrams
Yeah.
were warpy.
Yeah.
I also remember Evenly Matched upon release was also super warped.
Yeah,
I
that
think
card was kind of weird.
so.
It must. I think it was one of the Megatins. Was probably the first set to really fix the warping issue. I think because a lot of the cards when they were reprinted would not be warped.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that might be the case. Like the reprint barrages and stuff like wasn't.
I think they either they switched card stock or they changed printing companies.
Yeah. I was thinking. I think one of the interesting things, for me at least, with the whole the situation that it's in, sort of, with the gold stuff, is how this time the printing process is so different from like anything they've really done before. I guess Ultimate Rares are kind of comparable because there's the embossing part, but they're embossed in a different way. And this like
ultimate cards are usually just more pressed.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate rare foiling is pressed into the card. This time it's laid on top of the card.
Yeah, and it's
If that
also
makes sense.
like the frame, like the name, and also just outlines.
Yeah.
There's not a lot more like actual foiling in it, like on the card itself.
Yeah, and I think the interesting here with the foiling in itself is, I said this before we started the podcast, but it does a really good job at imitating things like actual like gold foiling that you would see on maybe some. There's this thing in guns and other things that are made in Spain where it's called damascening, where basically they are sort of first of all making scores in the thing that they're making, and then on top putting gold flick on it and sort of punching it into these places to give a really cool 3D engraved foiling effect with embossing, which is like basically what I think they're doing here. Like it seems to be sort of similar, except that they aren't making any cuts into the card before doing it. But the actual like putting it on top of the card, it looks to me like that's what they're doing, which is really interesting that they're moving into that direction.
Yeah. No, I really like this. This is as I said before as well.
Yeah.
This is the first time that I feel like the gold foil, the gold rarity, is actually looks nice.
Yeah.
Where it's
Absolutely.
pretty. I was a big fan when I was a kid, and still am, of the first few gold sets, where it was basically an ultra rare with a little bit of foil bleed, and the frame of the card was like kind of bronze.
Yeah, it's like
Those are
Gold
really nice.
Series 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Gold Series 1, 2, 3. Like, I
4,
remember.
4 is when it became horrible.
I
4
remember
is the one where
buying-
they changed to like a bronze-ish side. It became a bronze-ish sort of gold instead, and they also stopped putting as much foil bleed into the card.
Yeah.
Which is the big...
No, it became more yellow. Like, the
Yeah.
later the gold sets go by, the more yellow the card, like, the frame is.
In the
But
beginning, they were very dark, and you could still see like if you look at a regular card where the border is gray, there's still like it's almost like a pattern,
Yeah.
which shifts from light to dark gray, and that was still visible in the gold versions, the first ones.
Yeah, because
so it's like
let me go see.
there
I
was
have
still
2
that sort
Chaos
of
Sorcerers I'm gonna go get real quick.
yeah, so it's like it's still the same like sort of pattern on the border.
Yes,
between-
exactly.
But then in Gold 4, it became like one constant color all the way through the entire border, which looks ass.
Yeah, because I have a premium gold rare Mizuki here, and it's not like it's not super bad. I don't know how well it shows on camera, but it's still like kind of yellowy. The outlines, but it would be much more of a brownish bronze color going on.
Yeah.
Previously.
So, okay, here I have 2 Chaos Sorcerers. So, it doesn't really show very much on the screen, because I have a terrible camera. But this one is
same.
PGLD, and this one
premium
is...
gold.
And this one is GLD4. And the GLD4 cards, they have the Ultra Rare foiling, and they have actual Ultra Rare or classic Ultra Rare foiling on the actual like picture on the card, the actual artwork.
Yep.
But then the big thing is that the outside here, like the
frame.
yeah, the frame,
Yeah.
the border is a bronzish
Copper.
color. It's a bronze copper gold color, whereas this is just like the same sort of shade
Yep.
that the current maximum gold stuff is, where it's like really yellowy gold. And
Exactly.
this for me is the worst gold set, premium gold. That's the
Yes,
ugliest
premium
one.
gold. Premium gold, I can ask. Then maybe it was gold 5 where they changed it to be.
Oh yeah, because here I have some ghost rares. Let's see here. Yeah. Here
Gold
are-
Ghost is from 5.
Yeah, this
right?
is Gold Ghost from 5. And this has the same sort of color on the frame as the premium gold.
okay.
So I think it actually changed
Yeah.
around Gold 5.
Yeah.
And that's when it
Yeah.
went really downhill. Because
But you
this
can
I
also-
remember when I was a kid, I bought like, I think it was Gold Series 2
Yeah.
or Gold Series 1. And I pulled because in those sets, most of the cards were actually commons, and then there were a few, like 3 or 4 or 5 in each box. There were gold rares, and I pulled a Thunder King Rhyme, and I just remember it looking really fucking cool.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. The gold... the ones that were in the gold set but were commons also says limited edition, which I find kind of funny. And then
Yeah.
I think that's the
Commons are
only
cool.
commons that are limited
Yeah.
edition. And then another
It's-
cool thing is, so I think what happened here, I think around GLD Gold 3, I think either Gold 3 or Gold 4, that's when they changed, when they basically took away the whole foil bleed aspect. Because before
I
that,
guess
there was the
I'll see if
rainbow
I can
foil
But then
bleed.
if you look at your Don
Fine.
Salukes, you can see a difference. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, I know. I was thinking about going and getting them real quick. So I'm gonna be back again. Yeah, this is the problem with having a shitty laptop camera. But here's the Donza Lug that Lud is talking about. And like you can't really see it on here, nor can you really see it through the sleeve and this lighting. But basically, this Donza Lug has the same look as the Gold 4 Chaos Sorcerer, except that it also has a rainbowy foil bleed effect, which was present.
Isn't the border also darker on the Don Saluk?
They're about the same on the GLD4 and GLD1. So this is GLD1. I think they're about the same. The Chaos Sorcerer is actually darker. So, yeah. But it's way darker than the Premium Gold. Because the Premium Gold is just like piss cake yellow. which is terrible.
Wait.
But yeah, I think this one to date is probably like, apart from the first couple gold sets, this is probably the best gold set that has been released looks-wise, in my opinion. Because I think the embossing part really makes the card special. Plus the gold outline on the actual like characters on the card is also really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's interesting. I'd be happy to see these like reappear in sets. The problem is with the gold, it looks good on certain cards, and I think in one case where it looks bad is on all the Link monsters.
Oh yeah, the Link monsters.
Like they look terrible. I think Kagari is okay, but the other ones are terrible. The Appaloosa artwork is cool, but like putting on the foil onto it just makes it so tacky.
Yeah, is the foil? Oh, let me check this. The foil is on the foil is on the arrows as well, and that makes it just look really over designed and really busy.
Yeah.
The same way where a Link card is already looks really over designed compared to old Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Pendulums have the same problem visually.
Yeah.
Where the card, like the way the Pendulum and Link cards are designed, it just looks a lot more busy than a regular monster card or a spell card. And adding the gold foiling on the Link arrows just adds to that effect, and it becomes like really annoying to look at.
Yeah. One thing I'm not sure about, I feel about either, is putting this gold on the trap cards of the set. Like for me, Infinite Impermanence and like what's the other one? There's Solemn Judgment, I think. That also looks kind of tacky to me and not that good. Personally, I wouldn't much. Yeah. I don't really like it on the those ones, but on Exceeds monsters like the Zodiac ones, that looks insane. I think they look so cool.
Yeah, that looks sick.
And then like which is sad that Totally Awesome wasn't made into a gold rare. It's just with the gold foiling, or the gold text rather. Yeah. And then Eldritch looks insane as well. I've seen some pictures of him.
That's kind of lore friendly as well.
That is hella lore friendly. The polymerization looks pretty cool as well, I think. The simplicity of the card with the gold inlay looks hella nice.
It's which artwork is the polymerization?
The classic one. The two spinning monsters.
Yeah, the swirly one.
Yeah. Not the crazy one where they are being sucked into a vacuum.
Yeah, where they're being sucked into the card.
Yeah. Monster Reborn looks fine. However, I think it would have looked even cooler with the Lost Art. That would have looked insane.
Yeah, but printing Lost Art cards, like printing cards with the Lost Art, outside of the Lost Art promotions feels kind of weird, because then it kind of invalidates.
Yeah, I can agree.
The Lost Art program from like the thing.
Yeah, but it's also, I think the Lost Art program is so stupid. Because I simply think if you're fine with printing them after all these years, just print them. Like why make it into this whole big affair?
I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, for people who like
cool.
spending money.
I mean, I have the Monster Reborn Lost Art, which is the best one in my opinion. But it's like if you that doesn't really have anything to do with my point, so I'm just gonna skip over it. But yeah, I get it. You hate crosses or whatever. But I think if you're gonna be printing the lewd versions of the Harpy ladies, like why not just do it? Like. If the problem is that it's immoral to have sexy stuff in a children's card game, which I can understand, then why even print it at all? Like, what if a kid gets a hold of a Lost Art? It's going to do the same damage whether or not it's a Lost Art.
Because it's the Coomers.
Okay, true. Coomer factor
but like you said, the way you get Lost Arts, isn't it like you spend X amount of money at your own place and you get
So think about
isn't kids the ones that spend the most money on products? On average?
Yeah, so think about Johnny, 10 years old, right? So he's going in there with his mom. Just had his birthday. Yeah, Billy. He's got his little, the helicopter hat with all the colors. He's like, oh, Mom, I want the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading cards. And he buys himself a couple structure decks. He's spending all the money he's got. A couple booster packs, a special edition, all that nice stuff. And so they're like, here you go, kid, you spend enough money for a lost card. And they're like, oh, okay, what did I get? And he gets a Harpy Lady, and...
he gets Harpy Queen, Mommy.
Yeah, and after that, he is, for the rest of his life, he is, sexually traumatized, and is on the path to becoming a Coomer.
The thing about the Lost Arts, though, is that, like, I think it's such a negligible difference in, like, the actual artwork. Like,
on the uncensored.
Yeah, if you compare it like the uncensored to the censored version, like the difference is so negligible that like.
Yeah, it's just more.
The kid would still become.
purple.
Yeah, but like, the kid would become a Coomer by looking at the regular Harpy ladies as well. Like.
Yeah, but why make the change to begin with? Whatever. That's like my point is that either you go full out and just deny that these cards exist and stick with the versions you have in the TCG.
No, because then you can't milk the Coomers for money.
Okay, I guess that's the strategy.
It's just the selling
Konami doesn't
point.
make any money on this off the secondary market, and that's where that's where the Coomers will buy it. The actual Coomers.
No, because people still like go up. Like that's the thing. If they want to buy like Dark Magician Girl, Lost Art, it's like they might as well just buy the product.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, okay. So Lost Arts aside, recently, the sets that have been printed have had these insane staple cards as secret rares. Now, I think the most surprising thing here is that, last set, most of them were 70 euros a piece. And that's usually the trend where there's these new, there's the new staple cards, right? They usually land around that price. We can agree on that, yeah.
Staples, but surprise.
No, the new really good ones are AA Zeus, the Exceeds, I would say.
Yeah.
And also the Zoo King. Now,
what? Divine Arsenal.
Oh yeah, Divine
Arsenal, and
Zeus.
also the beast, the beast man.
Exactly. So
the Fire Brigade.
No, the
new Pancratops.
Yeah, Pancratops Zoo, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing with this that I find interesting is that they are landing around the 40 euro mark. Both of them.
Okay.
Which is weird, because the set before that had cards that are honestly just as good, I feel like around the same power level. But they are landing around 70.
But I think they're a little bit more niche than Droplet and Triple Tactics from the last set. At least Zeus is. Zeus is a little bit more niche.
What do you say? Like Zeus, I would say like. I mean, Zeus is not a staple. It's like an archetype card, kind of like. Yeah. It's a bit different, but also like, the Beast King is like, also I think a worse card than like Droplets and Talents.
Yes.
I think like Talents and Talent, at least Talents is like by far the best one out of like the new staples.
Well, that's like people say that, but then when you actually like play Talents in your deck, if you're playing 3, I mean, it seems like it would come up a lot, but it depends on what level you're playing at. Because like a locals level, yeah, sure, it does come up, but when people learn to like play around it, being smarter with their hand traps, not necessarily activating them.
But how would you play around
it?
That's not true. Because if you face Infernobles, either you have to hand trap them, and you have to hand trap them at like 2 specific choke points.
Yeah.
Or they just rip your whole hand out and make 2 negates. So what are you gonna do? Don't hand trap them in case they have triple tactics? And if you only have 1 hand trap,
like I think Talents
you do it.
Crazy.
They can still play. They can still probably play through it. So they'll just slam triple tactics.
Also, like
rip your other hand trap and then go.
Yeah, or just in Virtual World as well. Like a new deck that did really well.
What's the name of the Zoo guy?
Divine Arsenal Zeus.
No, not Zeus.
Mythical Beast King, I think.
Yeah. Mythical Beast.
Archetype.
You played in the anime.
Poggers.
Oh.
Beast King, something.
You know what they say? I live in Spoggers without the S.
Same. Or something. I don't know.
Wait, no, he's not called that.
Yeah, no. You can special summon him if the total attack power on your opponent's field is higher than the total attack power in your field.
Yeah, but like,
and then
what's his name?
and no clue.
Okay, let me
Are
find
you
this.
like are you on Card Market right
I'm
now?
on Card Market. I'm trying to find the guy.
Yeah, just go into the set.
I'm doing that right now.
Yes, just go into the set forehead.
Okay. My Mutants, by the way. Opinions on that?
Wait, what?
My Mutants. My Mutants? The
No,
new archetypes?
mutants.
Mutants.
I like the artwork.
I've seen one replay, and yeah.
So he's called Alpha, the Master of Beasts. Okay.
Yeah, Master.
Yeah. Oh, Alpha, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
What do mutants do, actually?
So they have the small dudes, and they have different effects, but the effect they have in common is that they tribute themselves and a card from your hand, and depending on what card type you banished alongside them, you summon like a different monster from deck. So it's like, normal summon, banish itself, and if you banish a monster, you summon like one of the mutants, a spell another one, and a trap another one.
Okay.
I don't know, the deck is like, the replay I saw, he managed to get into a grind game, and the deck was like retardedly broken because he just like floated infinitely.
Yeah,
But,
that feels about right, but it don't really do anything.
I mean, the other, like when he got the engine going and was like in a resource game, the deck was retarded because then he summoned like 2 or 3 big mutants like every turn, and all of them have like disruption effects.
Okay, so it's kind of in the vein of Prank Kids, where
Yeah, I guess
it's
it's
not
like
that, it's not that the archetype really does like this insane thing turn one, but you play so many non-engine cards that you try to get them into a simplified game state and just outgrind them.
yeah,
with
kind
big
of.
monsters.
I don't know. When I saw it, like also the fusion was like when it's destroyed, you add back like up to 4 different cards. You just added back like the Stratos, the starter, and then you added back like the field spell that recycles a card and the trap that's brilliant fusion. So it was.
But is it one of the decks that like? Because sometimes you see these control decks or grindy decks where it's like if they can get into a game state that favors them, like simplifying it or getting into their loop or whatever, then they can really like snowball. Is it one of those decks?
I don't know. I feel like the replay I saw, it was on DB Grinder's YouTube channel. Like he was playing versus Invoked as well, but like even if Invoked Dogma was like having plays like the mutant deck, some like 3k beat sticks or whatever, and all of them had like a negate each.
Okay.
And then he did like the miracle fusion, and then he like on the opponent's turn, and then he like when that fusion died, he added back a bunch of cards.
Okay.
But I think the issue is that like it's super hard to get out of the early game. Like you rely very much like the traps are good, but they're traps.
Yeah, since we're playing a faster format here, like the TCG format is quite fast. You can quite easily get steamrolled by a deck like Dragons or Infernobles.
Yeah, it should be like I can't imagine what the deck does when you go like normal summon the good the little guy and then you get Veilered.
Yeah.
And then you have to pass.
Okay, can I just say one thing that is like I stopped following the metagame for a while because I was studying, and then I go into the Discord with these guys, right? And I think someone of you are playing DB. Now look into the stream, and there's Dogmatica, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, Dogmatica. And then I start seeing Buster Blader cards, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I start actually reading up on the meta, and that feels like it came totally out of left field. Like, what the hell?
Buster Blader is apparently the only deck that actually can, not the only, but the deck that utilizes Dragoon best.
Yeah, Buster Blader is kind of that deck's interesting because Prologue is like a super strong standalone trap. And if you play versus the actual Dragon deck, you don't even need to open the Buster Whelp.
It's so free.
Yeah, that's hella cool.
Then
it's funny that that's a thing that like.
Yeah, I know the guy that was rated #1 on Dueling Book last month.
Yeah.
Just strictly played that deck.
Yeah.
Like in the Dogmatica Buster Blader, I think.
Oh, okay.
And just took names.
What more deck did you mention, Edvin? Outside of Buster Blader?
So outside of Buster Blader, I was thinking. No, it's interesting that that a deck that's like one strong, like its gimmick is countering dragons, right?
Yeah.
It's funny that one of those decks is actually succeeding at doing something.
Yeah,
But
I
like,
know, but I also think like the deck can succeed outside of a dragon format.
yeah. But that's like, it's interesting that that's an attribute that is actually making it stronger in the meta, which is
At least like white was discovered in the first place, probably.
okay. Yeah, it's cool. It's always fun seeing those 2016 retrain archetypes that were popular for a while, making it back. Hopefully they can do the same with Buster or Blackluster Soldier, which will never happen. But you know, man,
Jesus Christ, that deck was so ass.
yeah, first deck I ever played properly. It had a cool thing. Like if you get the guy out on the field, he can banish 2 cards per turn, rip 1 from the hand, attack twice, and like do stuff, which is cool, I guess. But it does nothing more than that. So it's putting all your eggs in one basket, and it's made of mongooses. Like it's just not a good idea.
Jesus Christ.
Another thing that I want to talk about when we're talking rarities is, so first of all, ghost rares are making a gradual comeback, it seems like.
Let's go!
Which is awesome. And then, what the fuck happened to collector's rares? They
were a one-off.
Apparently.
Everything's a one-off.
Oh yeah. So we're Starlight rares for a while.
Yeah.
Collector's rare. It's just... I remember...
Maybe they'll probably make a return in the next side set.
Probably. Because, you know, Blackluster Soldier... Can anyone guess what it's at right now?
Collector's rare?
Yeah, collectors. Without looking it up, can you guys guess what it's at?
I'm just gonna go strong, with a strong 150.
150.
200.
Okay, 150, 200. You know, when it was released...
First eds.
Okay, yeah, sure. First eds. Okay,
yeah.
So... let's see if I can find it. There's something to say about that, right? But so let's see if we go for first ed English near mint. They are about that amount. They are about 190, right? But not first rare. Take a guess.
Yeah.
Take a guess.
Not first edition.
Yeah.
70?
70?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good guess.
Because it feels like you would
95.
On your tone, it felt like they would be a lot lower than first ed.
Yeah, because but usually, as I see it, that doesn't really tend to make that much insane of a difference. But it's
first eds or not?
Yeah, first eds or not, because.
I mean, that's because but
I guess this is more of a collector's item because it's like a card that's not out of the meta. It's only really played in GOAT format, more than a Starlight rare, which could actually see competitive play.
Yeah, there's a difference. This was one of the issues with the collector's rare because Starlight rares, they're similar in the sense that they're these exclusive alternate foils, but at the same time, Starlight rares are only printed in first ed sets.
Oh yeah.
While collectorless rare are printed in both. So now I went on the card market and looked, and the first English near mint Blackluster Soldier collector's rare is 300.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of weird because
I think collector's rares to me it's kind of the same. They're kind of similar to. It's gonna be kind of similar to old, really old. Synchro monsters or something in high rarity, because I have a bunch of them here, Signer dragons and whatnot, and that card's probably cheap as hell, but all of these cards, Thought Ruler and a bunch of Signer dragons.
Yeah,
they're kind of cheap, on limb.
Yeah,
they're the most 40 for Stars Dragons and near mint or whatever, something like that. But they're all 500-ish euros.
Yeah.
Or most of them are 500
Yeah,
euros.
I think the collectors they're probably going to appreciate in value, but at the same time there was an initial bubble when they were released.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the thing, when they were released they were insanely expensive. But if you look at the first listing for Pot of Extravagance in Collector's Rare, is 62 euros for an English one in near mint, which is pretty fucking cheap. And for a while, people were thinking that these are gonna because people were saying that this is max rarity now over the Pot of Desires ulti. But now it seems like the Pot of Desires ulti is now again the top dog.
Also, like,
yeah, but Ulti Desires is just
it looks good.
That card doesn't sell.
the Ulti of Desires.
Yeah, Ulti Pot of Desires doesn't. They don't really sell, if I remember.
Maybe not.
So they're just chilling at like 200 or whatever they're at right now.
Wait, what?
I don't think they're that expensive, right?
No, I don't know. I just pulled a number out of my ass, honestly.
They're more like 50, I think. 68 for English.
Right, wait, what was
69 euros for an English one is the cheapest one I can find.
Yeah, man, I sold mine for way cheaper back then.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
like,
I remember buying mine for like 70 euros each on release, secret rares. So.
Yeah. I think the issue with collectors rare.
I had to buy 4 of them.
Yeah, but I think actually like a smart like buyer's thing to do is maybe probably like depending on if we see more collector's rares, like if we start noticing that the new side sets don't really have them anymore, it's probably smart to invest in them. Because I think something like Cypher and Gear Gamma, which is probably going to be good for a while, is going to go up from 70 euros that they're at now, or 85 before English ones. So buying yourself a playset of those and selling them maybe like 3 years down the line could be a pretty smart buy.
But like, then you would also have to get first eds.
Oh yeah.
Because down the line, there's no like, why would someone, if they're gonna buy like the highest rarity of the card, like why would they settle for like on limbs? And also like LTS ultimates are like way better overall.
Yeah,
because they actually retire like those properly.
Yeah.
Unlike what was the set that released collector's rares? Toon Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that set will like go on like that set will be in print way longer than like the average OTS pack.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's like crazy seeing these prices crash. Like the cheapest one is Chaos Daedalus, I think, right now, which is 18 euro for a collector's rare, English near mint. Not for unlim.
Yeah.
But still, like for a lot of people, they'd rather like getting the step up from having a first edition but lower tier rarity is like you'd rather do the step. You'd rather pick the collector's rare over having a lower rarity but first edition, even if it's
it's so weird because because some people are like, no, I definitely do not want first ed because first eds are much more expensive. While some people are like, if I'm gonna get the expensive card, I might as well get the expensive version of the expensive card.
Yeah, and I think that's the sort of mentality that goes into whether or not I only buy English cards or not as well. Can be that like if I'm gonna get the card, I'm gonna get it in English because like why would I buy it otherwise?
But the thing about collector's rares also, like in terms of them appreciating value, I think is gonna depend a lot on like the individual card itself. Because I have a hard time seeing like, I don't know, maybe down the line like why Ultimate Desires would be less than a collector's rare.
Like Ultimate Desire, collector's rare Desires, collector's rare BLS, Gamma, cards that either have legacy format play or
metagame play.
Are actually or metagame play.
Yeah.
Those will keep rising while the fucking Daedalus guy, I don't even know what he does.
Yeah, I think
it's a shit chaos monster,
the
right?
sleeper one.
But I don't know. I think Daedalus might be like a decent investment if you buy first. That's so cheap.
Yeah, I guess. But
I think the
thing is
probably a decent investment.
The one you should look at actually is Stardust Dragon. I feel like.
Yes.
Because that has a ghost rare printing and an ulti printing, but having that collector's printing as well could make it so that if you're playing 3 of them, for example, in the legacy format, you can play one of each, which sometimes people like doing. I think that's one of the ones people is underestimating sort of right now, because it's at like 60 euro. I think that's going to go up. So that's
this is
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
I looked at the Stardust Dragon collector's rare, and then like first English, and the second cheapest one is someone living in Iceland.
What?
Yeah. And they're like, there is no estimated delivery time for Rapur. Average delivery time from Iceland to Sweden 0 days.
Yeah, I mean
Fantastic.
that's the thing. The way they send mail over there is they put it on a geyser, right? And then they just hope that it launches sometime like this coming month and in the right direction.
Yep.
That's funny.
No, they just go to insert strongman that lives in their village,
Yes.
and they just go, "Can you chuck this to Denmark?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Sure."
Yeah. And then they say, "Thank you, Bjorn. I will offer you some fermented shark."
No, it's
in
not. It's
return."
not just Bjorn. It's half Bjorn.
Yeah,
or
half
Thor
Bjorn,
Bjorn.
or like
Yeah.
half Bjorn,
Thor Bjorn.
Valnir's son or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I
But,
love that they still do that in Iceland.
I think one that's
yeah,
like
and also, yeah, they still do like son and dottir.
Yeah. And Dottir is insane.
Dotteris. That's nice. Okay, so otherwise, like, I don't know. There's like, so if you could pick like an overall rarity that you like the most, what would you pick out of all the rarities that have existed?
Ghost Rare.
It's Ghost Rare, like the classic Ghost Rares.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, classic Ghost Rares. They're insane.
Yeah. Okay.
They're so like people always go, "No, but they can't see the artwork." But that's because you're using fucking pro matte sleeves.
Yeah.
Stop being a peasant. Jesus Christ. Because if you actually take it out and look at it, the colors are so vibrant on a Ghost Rare card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, and I think a lot of the things that people don't realize when they see Ghost Rares online, they kind of look stupid. But when they see them, because you can't really see the artwork, right? But when you see them IRL, you can tell that, oh, wait, I can do like go back and forth to see the artwork, and oh, there's even a 3D effect when I go back and forth. That's the thing that got me hooked on Ghost Rares, because I was a bit like, I didn't really like them at first. But then when I saw the 3D thing in action, it actually looks hella nice.
Yeah, in action. Whoa.
Yeah.
when it's all the piece of cardboard in action, yo.
How about you, Ludde?
I don't know. Maybe just secret or ultimate rare. Honestly,
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I'm not much of a foil guy, honestly.
All right. I don't know.
I really like some dual terminal rarities. I like ultra rare dual terminals are cool when they're the spotty ones, not the shatter foil ones.
Okay.
I like those.
Yeah.
Like the Brian Ack, Trishul out there.
I think my personal favorites are probably the new European ultis. I think they look the best because they have. So the old ultis are only ulti foil in the middle, right? Whereas these new ones have ulti foil on the borders as well, which are this kind of sandpaper-ish looking platinum style thing, which I find to be hella sexy. That's like, I think I have a Baxia here. Let me see if I can get it.
Wait, what? A Baxia? Ooh.
Yeah, I think I have a Baxia. Yeah, a Baxia here.
You
I think
should
I bought
have.
it.
You should have one.
Yeah, I bought it from you, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and it has. I don't know if you can tell it on there, but you can see that up there, there is this really sort of cool looking.
Yeah, the border
embossing
is
on the
also
top.
ultimate rare foil.
Yeah, and that's the cool part, and that's what I like about these ones over the American ones, because I think the American ones are like.
They still do it the old way, but with the new. They do it the old way, but instead of the card having like really cool additional textures, they're just plain ultimate rare because I love old ultimate rares. I'm a connoisseur for this shit.
Okay.
Because if you look at this shit, you see he's kind of like the background is ultimate rare.
Yeah.
As well, and if you look at the blue part of his armor, it's like check. Chess pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, checker squared.
Yeah.
Really, I love how the little details they put in old ultimate rares.
Yeah, and I think that's I have a couple old ones here. These are admittedly a bit scuffed up, but this Arm Dragon, for example, like I like it, but what I don't like is the fact that there's. I mean, I prefer the new look with the border being like hollowed or being foiled as well. I think that's what makes them for me. That said, I still like I like both of them, so they're still good. Like, no matter how you look at them. I think another cool one is the old school parallel secret rares. I have a couple in my binder here, if I can.
Oh yeah,
like
real quick. Yeah.
These really aren't worth anything, but they look pretty cool. Let me see. I think, like this one, for example, this is like not even €1. Seal of Ancients. It's not really a good card.
Ooh.
It's so terrible that I can't really show it that well on the screen because I don't have any lights. Wait, maybe. Okay. How about if I like shine on it with my phone a little bit?
Yeah.
You can sort of tell that there is the thing with these are that
They're kind of
foiling
like this,
just,
right?
yeah, they're so dark. Yeah, exactly. And the foiling, the secret foiling, is so dark inside the card. But all the other things, the non-foiled parts, are pretty light, which is what I like about it. I think there's this huge contrast.
It makes the artwork pop.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I have a, let me see. I have my Dino deck over here. I have the
What Dino?
WC4 Harpy's Feather Duster, which is pretty cool as well. So I don't know if this is max rarity or not. I really haven't had too close of a look, but this one is pretty cool, I think. And it's one of those situations again where you can't really see it that well, but it has the, god damn it, it has the same sort of rarity where it's going like across. And difference from the new parallel rares, I feel like, is that the artwork is light, but the actual background foiling is pretty dark. But yeah, that's cool. And then also, like, I don't know, I prefer the average, like, regular holo, like, if we're talking super and ultras. I think all the American ones look better. They just pop more, I feel like.
I really like and really enjoy American secret rares above European secret rares because both the cardstock they use, the cards are always more light in color.
Yeah.
And also the secret rarity is tighter between all the dashes.
I think the thing with American cards though are that the commons look positively terrible. They look so washed out. Like the colors are just drab. Whereas the foils look better because they like pop, I feel like.
Yeah, but I feel like some American supers and ultras do the same thing.
Yeah, I guess.
This is the thing though, I really dislike ultra rares compared to super rares. I think super rares are just look so much better on average.
Yeah, okay.
Especially spell cards. Super spell cards are insane. Ultra rare spell cards are like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's kind of cringe.
I can get that. Alright, well, we're approaching the end of this podcast now. So I was thinking, do we have any final verdicts on like sets and rarities and stuff?
Not really. I'm not really a cardboard connoisseur.
Yeah, we're gonna have a cardboard connoisseur on here in a while. So like sometime in the future. We haven't quite decided when yet. It's probably gonna be after the worst of COVID-19 has passed here in Sweden. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay around, subscribe for more episodes to come. Hopefully you will enjoy those ones too. Hopefully you are able to watch them because you will be alive and not dead, because that would be terrible. And yeah, in general, well, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Yeah, see you.
See ya.